Evening, sir. My name is Jimmy, and I have two questions. Basically, I don't know much about...
I'm a simple guy, ask one at a time.
So I'll shoot over with the first one. You know so much about the universe. I've seen a lot of your videos on YouTube, and you have talked about geometry, and I saw that video. The largest telescope on Earth is not able to get a picture of the nearby galaxy. It's so far. So I wanted to ask you, why did God make things which are not even visible to human beings, or we are not able to travel there?
That's a tough one.
Okay. That is a clear message to you that the universe was not made for you.
Wow.
Not just other galaxies. Maximum amount of life on this planet itself, you are incapable of even seeing it. Yes. Because maximum amount of life on this planet is microscopic, actually. Yes? Do you know, just on your facial skin, there are 18 billion bacteria right now crawling around? Really? Aren't you glad you don't see it? So this idea that existence is human-centric has caused the maximum amount of damage. We believing that this creation were made for me to enjoy this, to exploit this. Our science as we know it is just this, how to use everything in the universe for our well-being. Well, we have learned how to use even an invisible atom. Do you know? Nobody has seen an atom even in an electron microscope. Nobody has seen it, but we know how to use it. We know how to make a bomb out of it. So, we have learned to use everything, including human beings. But we have not come to well-being, isn't it? All this aspiration only in pursuit of well-being, but well-being has not happened, because you must understand, human experience is generated from within. Whether it's joy or misery, it happens from within you. Agony or ecstasy happens from within you. Everything that you ever know happens from within you. Everything that you ever experienced happens from within you. At least what is happening from within you must happen the way you want it, isn't it? Right now we are talking too much about the world not happening your way. I'm glad the world is not happening your way. Because if the world happens your way, where do I go? The world is like this, it happens a little bit my way, a little bit your way, a little bit somebody else's way, it's all right. But right now the biggest problem is, this one is not happening your way. That is the big problem, isn't it? If this one, yourself, if you happen 100% the way you want yourself to be, would you keep yourself blissful or miserable? The upper regions must tell me. Blissful or miserable? Blissful. You must… everybody must say something, I'm going to bless you right now. Blissful.
Blissful.
Your choice for yourself is very clear, that you want highest level of pleasantness. What you want for your neighbor may be debatable, but what you want for yourself is very clear to you. But why is it not happening? Simply because it's not in the direction which you're looking, that's all. Instead of turning inward, you're trying to fix your happiness by fixing the world. Fix it as much as you want, this will not get fixed. If this has to be fixed, this has to turn inward. This is what yoga means. Tools for transformation means transforming yourself, not fixing somebody else. A revolution, like at one time, we said, for Isha, this is what it used to be. Welcome to the silent revolution of self-realization. People's idea of a revolution is, I want you to change. I want you to change He's the source of all the problem on the planet, isn't it? I am willing to change. This is a revolution. If you say, I am willing to change in your home, in your workplace, in your society, in your country, you say, I am willing to change for what needs to happen. Now this is a revolution, and it's a silent revolution. You don't have to slaughter anybody, you don't have to set fire to something, you don't have to burn down things, you don't have to pull down people. Change will happen as everything happens in nature and in existence. All the most fantastic changes that happen in creation are happening quietly, isn't it? Yes? Though they talked about a big bang, you never had the bang. It happened quietly, everything. Flowers blossom quietly, you're born, such a big happening. Even that happened quietly, though your mother might have screamed a bit, but it happened quietly. But everything significant. The planet is spinning quietly. Sun is coming up quietly, isn't it? Everything that's of greatest significance in the universe is happening quietly. Self-transformation also happens that way. Only thing is, it needs to be focused in the right direction. Right now, we want to fix everybody and everything around us. We don't want to transform this. But the world, people are talking about world peace, world transformation. There is no world, there is only you and me, isn't it? If you and me change, the world has changed.
You know, that's such a powerful message. Stop pointing at everybody else and point within, start within, transform within.
Now immediately the Indians will think, Sadhguru, where should I go? You also come from that part, at least your father does.
Comes from that part, yeah.
Should I go to Himalayas, should I go and stay in a cave? For your information, all caves are taken long time ago. There is no cave accommodation left. So you don't have to go to any cave. You have to turn inward, because whether you go to Himalayas or drown in the ocean, you're still the same person, isn't it?
Do it where you are. Start where you are.
Oh, you can start it wherever you are. Not where you are, because again they will think, Sadhguru, I was not in Nairobi, so I didn't do my yoga.
Start wherever you are, it just doesn't matter. I'm going to apologize to you because I see there were hands up, then I'm sure there are hands on this side, so I'm going to ask for the mic to come this way. I'm going to ask for another mic to head upstairs. Yes, there's one there. The lady in pink, please. And here, yes, I see a hand at the back and one at the front. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
I find you highly prejudiced.
Oh no! What did I miss this time?
You choose a lady and also pink.
Oh, yeah. It's because you look so vibrant from here, honestly, so beautiful. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. With lots of respect, I'd like to ask, I loved your topic, future of the feminine. And very beginning you changed it. It wasn't anything to do with the woman. It was to do with the feminine. And you acknowledged the hardships women take in showing their masculine side. I would love to hear a little bit more about what you meant, future of the feminine, because when men behave slightly feminine, we discriminate them. We call them gauge. There's lots of things I think that we need to learn from you about what is masculine, what is feminine. Nothing to do with the gender.
Let's come back to that. And I have heard you speak about that before in different engagements. And it is true that when a man embraces the feminine inside him, he's attacked for it. It's almost, yes, so it's a difficult situation, you know? So let's talk a little bit more about that. Let's explore that.
When a man expresses the feminine in him, people admire him hugely. If he acts like a female, then they make fun of him. Let's understand this clearly. Because we are tending to mistake feminine and female.
Okay.
We are here today. You and me and everybody else is here today. We exist because a man and woman came together. Maybe some, if you had a natural birth, I'm saying. Suppose a stove dropped you, I don't know about you. I am a natural, my mother had a natural birth, so we are here because a man and woman came together. Now that you're sitting here as a woman, does it mean to say that your father does not exist within you?
No.
He's an Indian guy, you can't obliterate him so easily.
No, I definitely
Very much there within you, isn't it? Now that I'm sitting here as a man, does it mean to say my mother doesn't exist within me? Definitely she does, isn't it? So, just thinking, getting identified with a few reproductive organs and making a big affair of being a man or a woman has to stop. This is coming from a certain crudeness of existence. Because people's minds have been corrupted by philosophies and ideologies which told you what is pure, what is impure, what is okay, what is not okay, what is good, what is not good. So they're only thinking about certain body parts. Why is it even important to recognize somebody as a man or a woman? Why is it necessary? Why can't you just look at a human being as a human being? Why body parts are so important? If body parts are so important, at least choose the brain, huh? Why are you such a fetishist? What is there in somebody's pants? What's your problem?
What is our problem?
These things matter only in two places, in bedrooms and bathrooms. Nowhere else should it matter who's got what in their clothes, okay? Yes or no?
So yes, but what then is the
This
problem?
is because of very tremendous religious teachings that have happened in the world, which cannot even accept the simple biology of a human being. You understand? They cannot come to terms with the simple biology of who we are. This is not a bloody secret. It is just that we want to conduct ourselves in a certain way, that's all. You think what is under your clothes is a secret? It's not a bloody secret. It is just that out of our culture and civilization, we learn to handle our body in a certain way, that's all. But somebody said, this is right, this is wrong, this is evil, that is okay. See, the nature of the mind is such. Shall we do an experiment with all of you? Yes. Next 10 seconds, nobody should think of a monkey. Why? You can't keep the monkeys out for 10 seconds? Now they told you, this is good, this is bad, don't think about bad things. Well, that's a full-time job. Otherwise, Africa is just out of its tribal life, unfortunately. In tribal societies, people lived without paying any attention to anybody's body parts, isn't it? When at a certain moment something was on, it was on, otherwise the rest of the time nobody cared about the body parts. Now we say we are civilized, but people's minds are full of body parts, only certain body parts. And so we think man, woman all the time. Stop this nonsense. It's time you looked at human beings as human beings. Only for certain type of activity, who is a man, who is a woman becomes relevant. The rest of the time it has no relevance, isn't it? So coming to the feminine, when we say feminine, we are not referring to the female in any sense. There are only few things which are compulsorily feminine about a woman. Rest of the things are wide open for her to make it whichever way she wants. Similarly, it's only a few things which are compulsorily masculine about a man. Rest of the things are wide open for him to make it whichever way he wants. Activating my feminine does not mean I have to act pansy. No, I don't have to act like a woman to express my feminine. In a very masculine way I can find expression, in a very manly way rather, I can find expression to the feminine within me. Can't I mother somebody as a man, I'm asking? Have you not done it, many of the men? In a very masculine way, have you not mothered? Yes or no? In a very female way, have you not fathered? So, let's take this off. In the existence, you must understand this, when most of the yoga that she was talking about, the housewives are taking up from the TV station and they're becoming yogis or yoga teachers, they are talking about Hatha Yoga mainly. Hatha Yoga has become as popular as it's become because it's a rebound from the American coast.
From America?
Yes, if it has to go across Atlanta, hit that land and come back, suddenly everything becomes sacred. I'm saying, even a kindergarten child today would know that this human body, it needs oxygen and it expels carbon dioxide, yes? Even a child would know. But somebody bottles carbon dioxide and says this is the real thing, and the entire world drinks it simply because it comes from across the Atlantic. So we must understand what is the level of that influence. So, people are all talking about Hatha Yoga. Let me explain what is Hatha. Ha means sun, Tha means moon. These are the two fundamental dimensions of masculine and feminine influence upon us. Sun is the symbolism of masculinity, moon is the symbolism of femininity. In this context, we are all born here and here only because our mothers' bodies were in sync with the cycles of the moon. If our mothers did not sync with the cycles of the moon, we wouldn't be born, yes or no? So, the feminine is connected with the moon and the masculine is connected with the sun. Or another way of looking at it is, we are looking at the solar system as a potter's wheel which churns up this body. If, let us say, the earth decided to speed up, okay, like your Wi-Fi speed, internet speed, you want more speed. Speed doesn't mean you're on an automobile or a motorcycle or something anymore, it means internet speed, okay? When youth say speed, they don't mean motorcycle or something else, they mean speed. So, let's say the planet decided to speed up. If it did speed up, you will see most of the life that we know on this planet will disintegrate. We are like this only because this entire solar system is going in a certain way. We are a consequence of that. So, this is like a potter's wheel and we've churned up like this. So, in this potter's wheel, there are many… the entire system is playing a certain role in the making of this body. In this, the moon plays a little more significant role in the body of the feminine or the female. Because of that, we say feminine is dominant in her, compulsively feminine she is on that aspect. And the role of the sun is bigger in the man's system. Because of that, we say he is a male or masculine. There is a certain element of compulsively masculine stuff in him. So one is outgoing, another is receptive. Sun is outgoing, moon is a reflection for us. Our experience of moon is a reflection. You wouldn't have seen it unless it reflected, isn't it? Unless it reflected sun's light. Now because we have gotten into such a crudeness of mind, because somewhere we divided the universe, fundamentally because of religious thought in the world, that something is God, something is devil, something is good, something is evil, something is virtue, something is sin, something is high, something is low. Because we divided everything like this, we also divided masculine and feminine or male and female. Now once we divide, we have to discriminate which is superior to which. Now, because whoever is ruling the world, naturally they say, we are superior to you, all right? If you rule the world tomorrow, you will say, we are superior to you. I'm saying both are crude and stupid. This is two pieces of the same thing. Now, you want to make one above the other, you will miss the essence of life. If you make a man superior to a woman, you will miss life. If you make a woman superior to man, you'll miss life. If you want to know life, you, as I said earlier, you do not look up to anything, look down on anything. You see everything just the way it is. Suddenly you will see everything the way it is and everything is relevant. If we had seen this, we wouldn't have slaughtered the animals, we wouldn't have ripped the trees, we would have understood that all this is very much a part of our life, isn't it? Yes or no? We would have clearly understood, and everybody understood till you got educated. Every tribe in the world understood, everybody who lived with nature understood.
Yes.
The tree is as significant as me, without it I cannot live. Is not some new environmental knowledge that you got because you got PhD in environmental sciences. Every human being knew this, but now we got educated. That means we got stuffed with information and our intelligence took a backseat.
In this environment, before we leave and go to the next question, I will then pose the question, the theme of tonight, which was, what is the future of feminine? In this environment, Sadhguru, what is the future of the feminine?
See, one thing we must understand, today, women have access to many things to which they did not have access to in the past, not because of some great evolution that happened in human consciousness. It is simply technology. Technology which has leveled the playing field. Otherwise, believe me, don't believe that suddenly everybody is evolved and they brought up the women and gave them everything. No, because of technology, brawn does not rule anymore. The power of the muscle is not so important anymore because technology has leveled it. If you had big muscles at one time, you were a big man because your muscles were the most useful aspect of who you are. Today, if you have big muscles, we will give you a menial job to do. We won't make you the boss. Yes? There was a time whoever had the biggest muscles, he was the boss. Now if you have big muscles, we make you stand at the door. We don't even let you in. You may make a good bouncer. So, because of this, women have come up, but not feminine. Feminine will not come up unless in our education systems, this is important because you are involved with this. In our education systems, we have to make music, dance, art, creativity as important as science, technology, mathematics, whatever else. If you don't make this equally important, generally that art class is a damn useless class that you somehow go and do something and come up. You don't go to the art class the way to go to your math class. Yes? It is just one more damn thing that you're supposed to be done with. No. Till you make art, music, everything else which involves a certain creativity, which is concerned about the aesthetic of life, not just the utility of life. A woman is useless if you think in terms of utility. It is the aesthetic. She is the flower of human species. Now, flower is useless for somebody who is thinking in some view, let's grow the vegetables. Why flowering plants in the garden? Yes, let's grow vegetables, fruits, what we can eat, it will nourish us. What do the damn flowers do? They won't do anything. I'm telling you, this is an extreme thing I'm telling you, but do not take this for granted, because if men could exist without women, you should not be surprised if large-scale slaughter happens. They still can't live without them. That's the reason why they're keeping them alive. Yes, I know this is an extreme thing I'm saying, but I'm telling you, as long our attitude is in terms of what is useful, what is not useful, get rid of it, this is where it'll go. Not that entire world will go that way, but people will start behaving in those terms. It may not actually physically happen, but it will start happening in human mind. What is not useful to you, get rid of it. And in this, the maximum beating will be taken by the woman of the world. So it's extremely important the aesthetic of life is as important as the utilitarian aspect of life. What is useful and what is beautiful is equally important. If this doesn't come into every child's mind through our education systems, feminine will have a hard time to survive.
You know, there is some good news. I think this discussion comes at the right time. Many of us know that they are trying to review the curriculum in the education system, and there's been a refocusing now on going to the aesthetics, the talent, the art.
Yeah, but the
culture.
problem is right now,
Yes.
if your children start learning art, music and start enjoying their life, the Indians will do information technology and they'll go ahead.
And
I'm
leave
saying,
us behind.
yes, see, that is the problem. Right now the world is on a race. Nobody knows what we are racing towards. Anybody who looks at it can see we are racing towards a disaster. If we are thinking ourselves as the last generation, of course we'll win. But if we are thinking of a world as a continuum and we are just a pop-up on this planet, all right? We are a 2-second pop-up on this planet and we'll pop out. If we understand this, then we know we're racing towards a disaster. If we don't slow down, there is no other way. Slowing down will not happen because human aspirations cannot be controlled. Only when your aspiration is finding a genuine expression, when I say a genuine expression, see right now, whoever you are as a human being, you want to be something more, isn't it? If you try to be something more in a very physical way, we call this sexuality. What sexuality means is, what is not you, you want to make it a part of yourself, that's the effort. Well, it never succeeds. For a moment, it feels like a success, after that, it goes away. If you attempt the same thing emotionally, we call this love. What you're calling as love is the same thing. What is not you, you're trying to make it a part of yourself, in an emotional sense. If it finds a mental expression, it gets labeled as greed, as ambition, as conquest, or simply shopping. What is not you, you're trying to make it a part of yourself. If it finds a conscious expression, we call this yoga. What is not you became a part of you in your experience because you consciously did it, and this can be kept up, this can be lived through every moment of your life. It is not a one-moment experience, it is a living experience that you experience everything as yourself. Yoga does not mean twisting yourself, yoga does not mean hanging upside down, yoga does not mean convoluting something. No, the word yoga means union. That means you learned how to erase the boundaries of your individuality. Because right now when you sit, you are this is me, that is her, all right? But a transaction is happening on many levels. Let's just take the breath. What you exhale, the trees are inhaling. What the trees exhale, you're inhaling. 1/2 of your breathing apparatus is hanging out there. So you are not such a solid state. If you don't have too much intelligence to look at all the other dimensions, at least this you can see. If you don't understand, hold your nose for two minutes, you will clearly understand what I'm saying. You are not an existence by yourself. This is a living reality. In this you have blown your bubble, and the creation is so magnanimous. For a minuscule microscopic nonsense like you, it has given you a fantastic sense of individuality. I'm not trying to depreciate you, I want you to understand. In the space of this cosmos, nobody knows where it begins, where it ends. In this cosmos, the very planet, the very solar system is a speck. In that speck, this planet Earth is a super speck. In that super speck, this Nairobi is a micro super speck, all right? In that you are a big man. I'm saying this is a serious loss of perspective. If we have lost this perspectives, mainly because of the so-called religious thought that we have in this world. Somebody told you, you are the center of the universe. No, your very solar system, tomorrow morning if the solar system evaporates, nobody will notice it. That's how small it is. Yes, you and me may be very big, but before you and me came, there were countless number of people on this planet. Yes? They were also very smart. They were also very big people in their times. Where are they? All topsoil, huh?
Wow.
Don't wait till you become topsoil. Or you think your friends will bury you real deep, fearing that you may rise from the dead.
And we shall all be topsoil one day.
Yes.
That is…
So, but if you realize this now, that you are just a small pop-up. One of the most fundamental things that we have is, as a generation, we have a baton to carry. How the world was given to us, how our parents made us. We should make the world little better for the next generation. And not only that, we must make the next generation little better than us.
Yes.
Otherwise we've failed as a generation.
Sadhguru, I'm so touched that you said that, because I started a hashtag some months ago, better than us. Because it just hit me.
No,
They have to
the problem
be.
is they already think so.
They do. By the way, I think they already are. I think they already are. But if they can you imagine if they can just be better than us? If we can just do better with them, that's a good start. I'm so touched that you said that. I see hands up there. So gentleman in green up there, I see that. There was a hand right at the back there somewhere. It's gone. Okay, so there's a lady at the front now.
Hey, it's okay. You can pick on the ladies. I
Oh,
won't,
no!
I won't comment.
Gentleman at the back first, and then you go ahead, please. Thank you.
The microphone is not on.
I think, can we give you a minute just
Okay,
to
let them
sort out
finish
the
the
mic?
question. Turn it on, please.
Thank you.
Sadhguru, please accept my humble pranam. My name is Santosh. I am born in India but working in Africa for last 15 years. In the beginning of the discussion, you started that we are so busy in doing things that does not matter. Actually, they should not matter, and we forget to enjoy life. Now, when I look at myself, it has been almost 15 years or little more in profession, and we as professionals probably say, for example, I am into FMCG sector and I am creating a brand to create how my product should look at it. I actually enjoy it. I enjoy the creativity in the product, in its distribution system, innovation that we bring into the business. And sometimes it takes more than 10 hours or 12 hours of a day. Now for somebody, including some of members of my family, probably that is something that should not matter, or probably I'm in a mad rush. But no, I'm enjoying it. Now my dilemma is where to draw a line. For example, I will extend this little further.
No, you asked a question. You shouldn't answer the question. It won't
Thank you. Thank you so much for the question. Yeah.
Don't think drawing the line is your prerogative all the time. If you get too much involved with your fancy product, your wife will draw the line. But we are talking about the future of the feminine. Your family will draw the line. Sometimes it's a line that you cannot cross after some time. Yes, and they may be on the other side of the line.
I
Yes?
read something that you said.
Yes, you may live in the same home, but they may be on the other side of the line, and you can never cross the line. Yes or no? Does it happen or not? Yes. So, if you love creating products, you can do it. Nobody's saying no. It's just that Everything that we take up needs a certain level of involvement. Without involvement, many things won't work. And first of all, you must understand, you got married and created a family to fulfill your needs, not to fulfill their needs. Your children did not come knocking on your semen. Yes? They did not come and knock, please make me happen. It's your needs which made these things happen. We must understand this, because a lot of people are becoming overly this thing that I did this, you know. No, nobody asked you that you should do all this. You did this to fulfill your own needs, isn't it? Now that your needs are maybe a little bit fulfilled, now suddenly you become magnanimous and you think others, you know, I don't have such needs anymore, I just create a nice cosmetic product and I'm doing great. Yes, it is so. At different stages in your life you have different needs, but once you step into certain things, certain needs will hold you, because certain needs that you touch demand commitment. Is it okay if I tell you a joke? It once happened, a man had a gala fight with his wife. That's not a rare happening, you know. So he didn't know what to do, he stormed out of the house. It's only after you walk out on the street, then you don't know where to go. So he loitered here and there and everywhere and went little outside the town. It was evening, he was just struggling, he has to find a dignified reason to get back, all right. He's left home. You need a good reason, either she must come searching, but if she doesn't come, he must find a decent reason to get back. So he was loitering around, then he saw a sadhu. A sadhu means a wandering mendicant. So he was just settling down for the night under a tree. He went and like you, did pranams, fell at his feet and said, Sadhu Maharaj, बीवी बहुत परेशान दे रहा है, कुछ सुलभ उपाय है तो बोलो। The sadhu glared at him and said, बेवकूफ, सुलभ उपाय है तो मैं क्यों साधु बन के यहाँ बैठ रहा हूँ?
Sorry, you have to translate. Yes.
He said, he begged Sadhu, he fell at his feet and said, my wife is giving me too much trouble. If there is an easy solution, please tell me, there's a simple, easy solution. So Sadhu glared at him and said, you idiot, if there was a simple, easy solution, why would I be wandering around the world? I'm saying, to create anything that you want, it takes a certain involvement. Right. You created a family because you wanted a certain atmosphere around you. If you were made like this, you were fine by yourself. That if you sit here, you're complete by yourself, you wouldn't have bothered to make a family. You made it because… not because they need you, because you can't live without it. Let's be straight about it. Yes or no? So, now suddenly halfway down, you suddenly change your tack, then they will know how to deal with it.
Wow, then the line will be drawn, the line… Our final question for the night, because it's already time to wrap up. I'm so sorry, I do see the hands and I really apologize. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me the last question. You said something that is very interesting when you said that it's our responsibility to make the generation after us a bit better. And for me as a young mother, it's quite a concern. And I would like to ask you, Sadhguru, if you have 3 tips to give me as a mom on how to protect my children from disconnections of themselves while living in this society, what would it be?
Would you give us your name, please?
My name is Mary.
Thank you.
Mary, the 3 tips are, involvement and involvement and deeper involvement.
Wow.
Because…
And it never stops. It never stops.
Now, if they do well, it stops.
Oh, really?
If
Really?
they-
We have to let go? Really?
Whether you let go or if you let go, it'll happen in a beautiful way. If you don't let go, they will escape.
Okay.
That is, if you brought them up well. If you brought them up in a helpless manner, they will stay with you, wingless birds. All right? Wingless birds have happened in some very extreme climates. So if your birds at home are wingless, that means you have an extreme climate. That's what it means. Now, when I say involvement, you must understand this. This idea, this is something that's in common usage, that I was brought up this way, I was brought up that way, or I was raised this way. I thought we only raise cattle. Human beings need not be raised. People say, I was raised Hindu, I was raised Christian, I was raised this. Nobody should be raised anyway. Because when it comes to creation the way it is, for all the other creatures, nature has drawn two lines. Within that, they live and die. When it comes to a human being, nature has drawn only one line, baseline, no top line. So the important thing is you should never raise them. Your business is just to create a loving, supportive atmosphere. Oh, suppose they become something which is not like me. If they become like you, that's a crime. They should become something that you could not imagine as a generation, isn't it? What should your children become? They should not become what you desire, they should become what you could not imagine. So do you have the courage to raise something that you cannot imagine? First of all, you need to understand, your children are not yours. You don't own the life. It's a privilege. They came through you. You enjoyed all that. You laughed with them, you cried with them, you played with them, you enjoyed all that. But they don't belong to you. They only come through you. Just enjoy the privilege that they are with you now. And that's about it. You don't try to raise them. Your business as a mother is to protect them against a few things which can cause damage to them, because you're not the only influence, there's a world influencing them. And for a modern mother, because I have to tell you this because internet is a bigger influence than mother or father or anybody for that matter. I know this may look like an archaic opinion, but you will regret this in future if you don't do this now. At least till they're 12 to 14 years of age, there is no need for these things, these gadgets. They must learn to use this gadget. This is the most sophisticated technology on this planet. This human mechanism, isn't this the highest level of technology in the universe that we know? There may be some alien who's better than us, but we have not seen. But among what we have seen, this is the highest level of technology, isn't it? The only problem with human beings is they have not even bothered to read the user's manual. Now what internet means is, what your school means is, the present level of schooling, what it means is, cram yourself with all kinds of things. You pay attention to everything, you know what is inside a frog, how a frog's liver looks. What are you going to do with this? I'm saying every high school child is cutting open a cockroach and a frog, what for? I'm saying when you bring up children with this level of cruelty, a live frog, you open it up and enjoy his heart beating. What are you made of, I'm asking? You call this science? I call this inhumanity. I call this absolutely senseless way of raising your children. Oh no, we learned so much. If they've learned so much, that is enough. Show it on a computer, how a heart beats. Where is the need for everybody to open up a live animal nailed to a piece of wood? Almost all of you have done it, right?
It was traumatic. Yeah, I was traumatized.
No, I'm saying, we call this education,
Yeah,
a heartless education. What is the point of a heartless education? If you do this kind of education, you will create a heartless society, which you're seeing in so many different ways. We are training children to become brutes. See, if I can nail a frog to this wooden platform, cut him open when he's still alive and screaming, and look at his heart and how it beats, I enjoy it, and I fiddle around with his liver, I'm saying, at another level, why can't I pick one of you and do the same thing? Only because there is a law, I may be stopping, isn't it? Yes or no? That's what it amounts to, isn't it so? Only because there is a law against it, I may be stopping. A law cannot make us human beings. A law can control a few things in the society. This will not shape human consciousness. Because human beings experience themselves in a certain way, we thought of bringing that in the form of law. But law will not make a human being. If you are human, you will naturally be in a certain way. This must come forth. If you want to bring up your children, if they're still below 5, 6 years of age now, the best thing to do is not expose them to all these things, expose them to life. When I say life, there is nature, there is insect, there is animal, there is worm. I'm telling you, these creatures are far more important than you. Tomorrow, if all the insects disappear, you have the entire life on this planet will cease to exist in about 4 to 5 years' time. Do you know this? If all the worms disappear, the entire life on this planet will cease to exist in approximately 18 months to 24 months. When somebody calls you a worm, you must understand they're saying you're a very important life. But if all the human beings disappear tomorrow morning, this world will flourish. So we must understand, we are not the only life. We are here as a product of all this life evolving to this place. We must at least show some sign of evolution, isn't it? We are supposed to be the peak of evolution on this planet. Should we not show that we are a little better than them?
Right.
But we are not showing this simply because we are screwed up with our scriptures, our textbooks, our teachings. No, please expose them to life. Child will understand life perfectly well. They are better equipped to perceive life than you are because they are not structured in their head. They perceive life. Oh, what will happen to them? How will they earn a living? If you allow a child to develop his body and his brain to the fullest, there are ways to do it, I can't go elaborate on this now, but there are ways where we can ensure the human body and the human brain has grown to its full size in every way. If you have a full-grown body and full-grown brain, they will know how to deal with anything for that matter. Half-grown brain but you're highly educated, what is the point? You don't know how to live. You may know how to extract something from the world, but you don't know how to live. Isn't that the fate of humanity right now, unfortunately? They know how to extract something from everything. I want you to know, they're extracting protein from microscopic bacteria. But still human beings are not healthy. So we know how to extract, but we don't know how to live because we are paying attention to everything. We are not paying attention to this. This needs attention. Not in the mirror, not through somebody else, but inwardly, beyond this body, beyond this mind, to know what is the nature of my existence. The more you know about this, the better you can handle it, yes or no? Yes. How far is it? What do I have to do for this? How far it is? Should I book a Himalayan cave for myself or my child?
It's gone already.
It's already gone, taken.
Yes.
It's taken, no accommodation.
It's taken.
It's like this. Someone came looking for Isha Yoga Center in southern India. They came to a local village and asked a boy who was sitting there, "How far is Isha Yoga Center?" The boy said, "It's 24,996 miles." I said, "What, that for?" He said, "Yeah, the way you're going, if you turn around, it's 4 miles." We have to turn around, in is the only way out.
We've come to… Thank you so much. We have come to the close, but I do have a final question that I think is so pertinent in an environment where people are talking at each other so much, you know? And I've done interviews for so many years in the media, and there's always this need to have a confrontation, you know, to one-up. You know, I'm gonna one-up the person I'm sitting with, rather than the need to listen to what the next person is saying before you even respond. What advice can you give us as to how we start to better relate and speak to each other rather than at each other?
How to listen and still have TRP? Oh, you don't know what's TRP?
No, what's TRP?
It's a rating system in India for each television channel. So everybody has understood the only way to have TRP is all of us shouting at the same time. If you listen, there is no TRP. Anyway, now the TRP is not relevant in Kenya. See, because this was about the lady, we're talking about the feminine, but she's on the phone. Hello.
She's tweeting what you're saying. She's… yes.
In the yogic culture, a woman is referred to as a sati. Sati means one who knows how to wait. Because waiting was always considered a higher quality than doing. Because all action has a beginning and an end, but waiting can be eternal. There is an eternal quality to waiting. Just by waiting, people transform themselves. There are innumerable stories in the yogic culture where women became great seers and sages without any spiritual practice, no religion, no nothing, simply waiting. And if anything beautiful has to happen in your life, you have to learn to wait. Suppose you want to grow a garden in your house. If you're in a rush that you must have flowers tomorrow morning in your garden, you just have to buy Singapore plastic flowers and stick it. Otherwise, you have to plant and wait. You want to deliver a baby, you have to wait, isn't it? There is a waiting quality, you just have to wait. With a belly full, it may feel like an eternity, but you wait. Simply wait. You don't mess with it, you just wait. Because everything beautiful in the universe happens like this. If you create the necessary conditions and you wait, it will happen. The same goes for bringing up children. You create the necessary atmosphere and you wait, they will grow. If you think you must fix, you cannot fix. You may know how to reproduce, but you do not know how to fix your children, do you? Hello? If you have the love and commitment, you can wait. Because to wait, you need an enormous sense of love and commitment to something, otherwise you cannot wait. Only when you have a deep sense of love and commitment, you can wait. Otherwise you cannot wait. One thing that they're learning today is inability to wait. 4G, not fast enough. There was a time from India, these people, their forefathers, traveled for over 30 to 45 days to reach the Kenyan coast, okay, to reach East Africa. But today they are here in 5 hours probably flat, but it's too much time. They can't wait anymore. I'm not saying we should not have faster airplanes and faster cars, I'm always for speed that way. But you must know how to wait. What you said as listening is just a part of waiting. This is important that we must inculcate this in our children and in everybody's life. How much time you spend in expression, you must spend at least equal amount of time in perception. Right now, this is a world of over-expression. Like you said, somebody is tweeting what I'm saying. It doesn't matter, they missed the next thing, but they tweeted the last thing. That's important, expression. This is a world where it's all about expression today, no perception. You will become hollower and hollower as days go by. You will know that galaxy Z67, what is the distance between that galaxy and the planet Earth? It doesn't mean a damn thing whether it's 1,000,000 light years or 10,000,000 light years or 1,000,000,000 light years. What does a goddamn light year mean to you, I'm asking? It's just a word, isn't it? It's just words and words. Our education has become just words and words and words. Because they gathered so many words, they have to spill it all the time. So one thing that everybody can do is in your life, at least one day in a month, this is very much a part of the Indian culture, I don't know whether they're still keeping it. One day in a month, you're supposed to eat little less and not say anything, silent. Simply, quietly. Not reading, not doing it, simply quietly. Because you must spend enough time in perception before you express. Then your expression will be of a great quality. If you're all expression and no perception, then you have a life on Facebook.
Thank you so much. Please, let's give a warm round of applause.